surprise. You wish, one thing is for sure. That stuff you bitch just hasn't got a cure. My heart was under lock and key, and somehow it got unhitched. I never thought my heart could be had, but now I'm caught and I'm kinda glad to be bewitched.
Pamela Luss. We'll be right back. We're going to take a break, and then we're going to bring Will, her husband, Will Friedwald, out here. Now, Will has the largest collection of iTunes in history, 170,000 titles. So let's take a break, and maybe he'll just bring his pod and move it on one of these chairs here. Be right back.
Hi, I'm Howard Dvorkin, the founder of Consolidated Credit. For almost 2 decades, Consolidated Credit has helped millions of Americans just like you. We've helped nurses and doctors. We've helped police officers and firefighters. We've helped homemakers and home builders. We've helped over 5 million people suffering from credit card debt. And now we want to help you.
Consolidated Credit is the one company you can trust. Our exclusive Freedom Quest program can help you find options and solutions to your financial challenges. We can reduce your monthly payments by up to 50%, consolidate your bills into one easy payment, save you thousands in interest and fees, and help you get out of debt fast.
When credit card debt is the problem, we're the solution. We've helped over 5 million people. Let us help you.
You're one call away from financial freedom.
Call Consolidated Credit now. 1-800-440-2181. 1-800-440-2181.
Picture wonderful guests, terrific music, and comics that are really funny, and a host that's okay. That's me, Joey Reynolds, on NBC's New York Nonstop, and what the show is called is All Night with Joey Reynolds. We're actually doing the show from the NASDAQ market site, which is at 43rd and Broadway in Times Square. This is a show worth staying up for all night with Joey Reynolds on NBC's New York Nonstop.
Computer problems? Not a problem for Computer Haven. At a loss at what to do when a computer malfunctions or that inevitable virus strikes? Then call the guys at Computer Haven, the safe place for all your computing needs. Experts in computer and laptop repair, upgrades, and new custom-built PC desktops and Macs. Give us a call today, 732-264-1100, or visit us at computerhaven-nj.com.
Who's that person? Is that a Houston person? That person's probably not from Houston, are you?
No.
Where are you from? You're not. Why are you called Houston person? Your mother gave you that name, that's why.
Yeah, that's my father's name.
You don't care about that?
No.
I call my daughter Mercedes because that's what I wanted.
Oh.
She ain't real happy. So Pamela Luss, Pam, we got John Weber here playing piano in your thing.
Yes.
On your quartet. I was going to say trio, it ain't a trio.
That's right.
And John, of course, is a world-class pianist and troublemaker.
Yes,
and
exactly.
who's the bassist over there?
John Burr.
And John is a wonderful artist in his own right. I don't know him, though.
He's fabulous. You got to get to know him.
Is he always behind you in all the dates that you do?
Yeah, for the most part.
How about your husband? Does he know?
No.
We're going to bring him out here. Here's Will Friedwald. Bring Will, come on in here. Now, Will is a critic, and he's not going to criticize that way. He's a positive critic. Hi, Will. How are you?
Advocate.
Wonderful to have you here. Excuse me, I got to get in front of Houston to get to you.
That's all right. That's all right.
So now you are in royalty. You're sitting right next to Houston.
Houston is one of the great living musicians. He's a wonderful, wonderful
player.
player.
You, if anybody knows about everybody in this business, it's you.
Well, Houston knew them all personally.
Well, so let's start with this, because you will give everybody the sense of history I was just bellyaching about. that we don't have in this field, because there's history in everything. And I want to present that, but you know, we don't have to get boring about it. Did I get a little preachy there?
No, no, not at all.
Did I say things the way you would have said them? Because you write so well.
No, well, I couldn't do 20 minutes on somebody getting a name wrong. That was brilliant. I thought that little.
Oh yeah, well that guy will never have me on again. No, I'm just joking. I liked him very much, and I invited him to be on the show. Now, are you familiar with Houston as an artist, or are you familiar just because of by association?
Well, both, because Houston's got such an amazing career. He's played with everybody, and he's particularly great, as you guys just heard, at playing for singers. And he really does that well. He knows how to make a singer shine. He knows how to make a singer sound really good without pulling focus, which is, you know, practically impossible.
Well, I was with John Faddis.
Oh, he's a wonderful player.
Last year at the Blue Note.
A very funny guy, too.
And you know who John played with?
Well, Dizzy, you mean? Or,
no,
everybody.
No, Dizzy, that was years ago. But but he played last year with a trumpet player was on the Carson show. What's his name? My mind is going fast.
Doc Severinsen?
No.
On the Carson show.
Older gentleman who eats chicken and takes life easy. He's 90 years old.
And Clark Terry?
Clark Terry, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
He was on the Carson in the 60s, right?
Yeah. And now Clark Terry and John Faddis at the Blue Note was a killer, because they are two really different kinds of people who respect each other enough to get out of each other's way when they're playing. Is that jazz?
It's jazz to me.
Yeah,
yeah, that's a pretty good description.
Now, Les Paul used to tell me that the best musician of the whole century was Louis Armstrong. Would you say that, or you got another vote?
I would agree with that.
Would you?
Yes.
Because Les says hands down, you know, that was. He told me that many times. He would say it many times. He said that was the guy that really was the man of the century. So
I would agree with that.
You would agree with that? I know I put you on the spot with it.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I'll also add Duke Ellington.
Oh well, now we're getting into other kinds of people.
Well, I had you ask, and
That's true.
I just added it. That's all.
No. Now, how about the other kind of jazz? You know, the real what we used to call far out. Those expressions are dead. But Dave Brubeck and a little bit into Miles Davis and Coltrane. You know, when you only use the one names. Miles and Coltrane. You know, ain't nobody ever said Miles Davis. But you know, what about those guys? Are they a different kind of animal?
Not to me. They're just great.
So music is music, right?
Music is music.
And Will, you've written about all of these guys.
Right.
Just
yeah,
about.
It's all one continuum. You know, you can draw a line from Louis Armstrong to Charlie Parker to John Coltrane. They're all, you know, it's a straight connection. You know, you're not really going very far afield. You know?
Who did we lose this year? Piano player?
Oh, you mean Billy Taylor?
Billy Taylor, yeah.
About 2-3 weeks. No, about a month ago.
I got all these names in my head, and I know who they are, but I can't. You know, you can't remember everybody and everything. You can.
Well,
because that's.
But that's all I remember. You remember everything about every field. You know.
Well, I just had a couple of those brain you know whats. Now, Pam, are you your husband Will here, who has written famously about everybody and everybody famous? And you had to somewhere along the line be influenced by his writing, and I just wonder, I never asked you that.
Yes, I mean, I read all his columns all the time, and I mean, I try to ask him for advice, and sometimes he gives it to me, and sometimes he can't be objective, so.
Oh, I got to admit, I got to get credit for suggesting Bewitched, although Houston suggested the ballad, though.
He did. You know, it's funny because it's surprising when you're married to someone and you're both in a similar field. You would think, you know, Will could critique me, but he doesn't really. He has a hard time, you know. So, but I've learned a lot from him, you know, his writing. And
well, you know, I used to hide in the back of Birdland, which I've done. I've done this a couple times with you in different places.
Nice.
You know, I'd come in, order my Diet Pepsi, and watch you work.
Thank you.
And then sneak out of there before the bill came. No.
No, I remember running into Joey when you were at Birdland the last time.
Yeah. So you're
oh my God,
artist.
Joey Reynolds here.
Thank you.
Now, where do we see you perform these days in New York?
We're going to be at Blue Note at the Sunday brunch this Sunday coming up.
Okay.
On the 13th.
The day before Valentine's.
Day before Valentine's.
All right, and also, are you going to be there too? Are you doing this, Houston?
Yes,
Yeah,
I'll be there.
it's the same band.
I'll be there.
And Will, you got a site we can go to, which is
Well, just go to WSJ.com. I'm writing for the Wall Street Journal, so that's where. Or you go to PamelaLuss.com. But all my work is pretty much on WSJ.
Are you doing another song, or are we out of here?
We were invited to if you'd like
Yeah,
us
they're
to.
gonna do a ballad.
Well,
really
we'll be back.
beautiful
We'll
ballad.
take advantage of that,
Okay.
okay? Be right
Thank
back.
you.
We have a 2-drink minimum on this show.
That's right.
Be right back.
Hi, I'm fitness celebrity Jenifer Nicoli. And if you're busy like me, then stay tuned because I'm excited to share with you the most innovative piece of exercise equipment ever.
Introducing the Ab Circle Pro, the fastest, easiest way to have the flat washboard abs and the sexy V shape you've always wanted.
Are you struggling to lose those love handles nobody loves? Now there's a machine so advanced, it targets your entire core, upper, middle, and lower abs, and even your obliques, all in one circular motion as it aerobically burns fat in just minutes a day.
The secret is the Ab Circle Pro combines cardio and abs to burn fat, while its unique friction-free track uses the momentum of gravity to target your entire midsection in a full circular motion, firing your core like no other machine has ever done. You'll firm and flatten your stomach in just weeks, not months. We guarantee it. Best of all, it's fun and easy and takes just 3 minutes a day. And watch this. Simply remove the pin, and the Ab Circle Pro becomes a fat-burning bun and thigh machine.
On the Ab Circle Pro, I lost almost 3 dress sizes in a few short weeks.
With the Ab Circle Pro system, I've now lost 60 pounds, I feel great, and I'm one hot mama.
And now, through this exclusive TV offer, the Ab Circle Pro can be yours to try in your home for 30 days for just $14.95. And if you call within the next 10 minutes, we'll send you Jenifer Nicoli's complete Lose Your Love Handle system, which includes our 3-minute express workout and nutritional guide, absolutely free. That's everything you need to transform that body from flab to ab.
You have nothing to lose but inches. So pick up the phone and call now.
Call 1-800-709-1301 to try Ab Circle Pro for $14.95 plus shipping with credit card order. Call now for a free upgrade to priority processing so you'll get your Ab Circle system in 7 to 10 days or less. That's 1-800-709-1301. Call now.
When you have a night like this, NBC means nothing but class. And here's Pamela Luss.
Much too much, you have a way with you. You ought to know now just why I like you very much. The night was gay with you. to touch. You better go now. You better go because I like you much too much.
Well, I can't pay you. What a beautiful job. I mean, I'm telling you, Houston, you're just terrific. And what a Valentine. Can I get over there to the Valentine gift?
Yes.
Pam, you're great. Day before Valentine's Day over at the Blue Note, right?
Yes.
We'll see you over there for the brunch. I think Jerry Southern made that a hit.
Yes.
And she was backed by Cy Coleman.
Ah.
Was it? Cy Oliver. Cy Oliver. Well, one of the
How many
Cys.
sides are there?
I know, there's a lot of sighs. There's a lot of
Exactly.
sobbing when you sing that. But people in bed watching the show right now who are arguing with their wife, guys or wives who are arguing with their husbands, they probably just had a change of heart because of that.
Oh, thank you.
You better go now because I've got a lot of alimony. But you're lovely and thank you so much. You're
Thank
just,
you for
you're just,
having
you're just
me.
great. You're just great.
Thanks so much.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh, you too.
Okay, we'll take a break and we'll come back and I'll try to break the spell that I'm under. So we'll do it with some more of this great Shannon Taylor who's coming out here, a judge, and he's got opinions, and he's known for them. We'll be right back with that. So it's great that
I can't believe it. This is the third time this month my PC crashed. The last crash cost me $2,500 and they only restored a portion of my data.
You should check out this new online backup software called Desk Protect. I can easily recover from a crash at any time.
Desk Protect? Must be complicated.
Not at all. With Desk Protect, you just run a simple installation process, and within minutes, you can select the data you need protected.
Sounds expensive.
How's less than $6 a month sound?
$6 a month. Even I can afford that.
Computer problems? Not a problem for Computer Haven. At a loss at what to do when a computer malfunctions or that inevitable virus strikes? Then call the guys at Computer Haven, the safe place for all your computing needs. Experts in computer and laptop repair, upgrades, and new custom-built PC desktops and Macs. Give us a call today, 732-264-1100, or visit us at computerhaven-nj.com.
Picture wonderful guests, terrific music, and comics that are really funny, and a host that's okay. That's me, Joey Reynolds, on NBC's New York Nonstop, and what the show is called is All Night with Joey Reynolds. We're actually doing the show from the NASDAQ market site, which is at 43rd and Broadway in Times Square. This is a show worth staying up for all night with Joey Reynolds on NBC's New York Nonstop. Suspiciously sitting next to me on this desk is Carrie Sackett, who's the secretary of the New York County Independence Party. Sounds like we're going to be political tonight. And John, is it John Updycke?
Yes.
Director of Development for the, what? independentvoting.org.
Yes,
You know my experience with this? I got to tell you something. I thought I didn't really like anybody who was running a couple of years ago. And I registered as an independent. And I voted down on Wall Street. You know, that's the polling place where I signed up. And when I went to vote in the primary elections in the September, they didn't have my name there. And I couldn't make a vote. And I said, why? You know, and I kept going through my ID and going to this counter and that name tag place and this. And I thought I was in the wrong polling place. That should be near my house rather than where I registered. And I went through the whole process until I found out that if you're an independent, which I thought an independent means you're in the middle.
No, what it means is you can't vote in the first round.
You don't vote. So they don't take your vote because you have to pick a party.
Right.
And then if you pick a party, you got to like what they present.
Yes.
So.
Well, in New York City, there are 925,000 residents, voters, who are not registered with either the Democratic or Republican parties, and we do not have the right to participate in the first round of voting.
Well, that was me.
Yes.
It's a true story. I mean, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Because I always registered. I guess I was a Democrat for a while. Then I got a Porsche. I was a Republican. You know, that's when you change.
Right.
You know, when you have this system, does it hurt anything to be independent?
Well, the Independence Party is a new kind of party in New York City. We focus on structural political reforms, and we focus on nonpartisan elections, top 2 open primaries, so that independents can have a say, so that all voters are on equal footing when it comes to voting and participating in the political process.
John, did you have this? Did you start this thing?
No, I didn't start it. I've been working at independent voting since 1998.
Yeah.
I took over as the development director, and we raised about $30,000 our first year, and we're now up to about $1 million.
Do you need it?
Yeah, I mean, look, 38% of the country is independent. People are moving away from the political parties. They don't want to be a part of the political parties.
Do you know why?
Yes, I think that people are identifying the parties as part of the problem. The parties stifle innovation. They take every single political issue and they channel it into, you know, black and white, left and right, good and bad. They make it as if the way we're going to move our country forward is just have a football game on every issue.
Well, I'm just a regular guy. I think they're both the same.
Yeah.
That's what's wrong. They're both, you know, they have a little different styles of money.
Right.
That may be the difference.
Yeah.
And then I'm not sure. You know, I'm from Buffalo, and I would go back to Jack Kemp, who became Ronald Reagan's best friend for a while, and Ronald Reagan was celebrated the other day, his 100th birthday here. I used to belong to a church with him, you know, Bel Air Presbyterian Church. And he and Howard Jarvis used to go on Saturdays and record with my friend Harry O'Connor in L.A. So, I mean, I know him. I knew him and on the going to church with him for 7 or 8 years, you know. Nancy used to drive the vehicle. He wasn't president and he wasn't governor. So I knew him a little bit, and I knew Jack Kemp from the 60s when I was in Buffalo. I never really paid a lot of attention to their financial information. You know, I mean, it didn't resonate with me. I didn't think much of it. I never had a thought of it. I just knew we were going to raise money to build a new church. That I knew. But you know what I mean? I mean, that's independent, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't give a damn, frankly. Doesn't that sound like Gone with the Wind?
I guess it depends on what you mean by giving a damn.
I mean, I didn't care about this. They were arguing about how we're going to run a country with trickle down and voodoo economics, some were calling it. And then the other guys were saying there's all the social programs are being cut out, and we need to take care of each other. All I know is I like Social Security because I'm older. And are they going to get rid of that?
I can't imagine a scenario
in which
they get rid of Social Security. Does the Independent
Party want to get rid of paying me, my pension?
No. I think one of the things that you see now in American politics is that there's complete gridlock. in Washington, in Albany, across the country, and the two parties are no longer able to move the country forward. That's why so many Americans are becoming independent. And that's why independents support the kinds of political reforms that remove some of the power of parties from shaping the elections, so that people like you and me and John can go into the voting booth and have more clout and more opportunities to shape who our elected officials are.
Well, you know, I had the radio show. I had John Trippi on with me a few years ago, and he had run Howard Dean, and Howard Dean had scandalized himself with some older voters in Iowa, I think it was, and he became an unfavorite. You remember that?
Yeah, he did.
But Joe came to the show after that, and he had the right idea to go to the internet to raise money, which they finally did with Obama, I think.
Right.
But nobody else was working that yet.
Yeah.
It was his, I think he was the father of it, maybe.
Yeah,
I'm not certain. Yep. You know, but I follow a little bit of this and a little of that. Don't most Americans follow a little bit of this and a little of that? I mean, I don't know. Am I?
No, look, Americans care deeply about the country. They care about their kids. They care about the schools their kids go to. They care about our economy. They care about, you know, our country being the best in education, in so many different areas. And look at the speed of technological development. Look at all the new ways of participating.
It ain't over.
But politics has not kept up with it.
No.
Politics is still as if Eisenhower's the
I'm going to make
president.
an announcement on the air that's going to stun you.
What's that?
Which was what the president did today. I'm going to tell you something that you maybe don't know. Let's bring Shannon Taylor out here. Now, Shannon, he has to hear this too, because he's a friend of mine, and also he's very opinionated. And I don't always agree with everything he says. He doesn't agree with me, but we're friends. Yeah. You know, we come to the place where, like you, I mean, we just met each other. I mean, I would respect whatever you want to do and show you that. I hope I'm not overwhelming you with my...
No.
No, not at all.
I was thinking of one thing off of what we're talking about in terms of technology, is that it's still the case in building the independent movement that we're a little old-fashioned.
Well, I'm going to give you something right now that's going to help what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Bring Shannon out here. Shannon, come on in here. Shannon Taylor, and I think last week I made a mistake. I announced he fixed my parking tickets.
I do not fix any tickets. I have never fixed a ticket. I never will fix a ticket, not even for you, my friend, and stop wishing it. You still have hope.
Well, I still have hope.
You still have tickets.
I want to make an announcement. First of all, hello, Shannon. Welcome to the show. Are you an independent voter, or are you married to one of these two great parties that we have?
By this time, I've forgotten. I no longer remember.
Remember Pat Paulson?
He was great.
A member of the Stag Party. Remember that?
Yes.
I like the Chuck E. Cheese parties myself, but I had two kids.
I am definitely registered, and I definitely vote, and I definitely would like to have greater participation in the earlier parts of the voting process. Yes. We have, you know, a shortage on the opportunity to participate.
Yes.
And we have, our funding is there, government funding is there, matching grants are there.
Wait, you're wearing that red yarmulke again. You look like a dead pope.
Now I'm a dead pope. Last time I was a live cardinal. Now I've become a deceased pope. Have I risen in ranks or fallen?
I want to make an announcement. I would like you to witness this tonight. I would like to share with the audience, and I want you guys to overhear this. And I swear on my judge's hand over here, this is the truth. What I sensed to do with electronics has been a long time in the making. I wanted to do the first triple cast in history, sitting in Times Square on radio, television, and the internet, so we could reach all demographics with all ideas. And I mentioned it earlier, and that was my goal. And I said to these guys who were investing in this show years ago, and also to NBC last September, a year ago, I said, you know, the President of the United States, whether you like him or not, is an inclusive kind of guy. He seems to want to bring everybody into his party, you know, into his thing. He's one of those social animals like that. And I think the philosophy of this government at this point is to form community, which I agree with that, not politically, but just as a person.
Culturally.
Culturally, yeah. And I think also if I heard this right, the chairman of the FCC last year wanted to put digital television on the map over the air because it serves the public without cable. Because if the cable is cut, nothing gets on the air, as just happened in Egypt. When they cut the cable on the internet, that was the end of information and exchange of information and exchange of participation. Now, the president announced today from the White House that he is going to want the ability to announce the emergency broadcasts himself directly to all media. He wants that. He wants to do it, not giving it to someone else on tape like we've all done.
Right.
You know, the emergency broadcast system, which is over the air. It's over the air. And this television station we're on right now is over the air. It's NBC's digital television. And it will be more of them because this is the way that you reach people. That's why we don't swear. You know, I mean, I could swear a lot, but we don't swear because, you know, we're FCC.
Right.
Now, all over-the-air stuff is on cable. It has to be. It's by law. So you're going to have cable anyway. But over-the-air is the emergency system. When all else fails, you still have towers, like the cell phones in 9/11, which is a good example. And, you know, you were talking about technology. That you got to go with that. You got to go where it's going to digital.
I would never go with technology. It has failed every cell phone technology. It doesn't work from block to block. The poor president is going to be trying to make an announcement, and his cell phone is going to click off, and he's going to be running to NBC. What happened to my cell phone? And in Egypt, you know, do you think they had communication before? They had a press that was the state press. Most Muslim countries have the state press, and that's it. Whether they have internet or not.
Most countries have that.
No, most countries do not. They have so many newspapers in Israel, I lost track.
Well, that's a small country.
You can't possibly, a small country to have so many newspapers? You can't keep up with it. I mean, it's an old joke about 4 Jews and 6 opinions. There's one small country and 200 newspapers every inch.
And it's written in stone.
It's written in 25 languages. Now, you mentioned Disney before. I pay attention to every word, no matter how long I'm waiting. I pay attention to everything you say. And you mentioned Disney as an inclusive guy. He didn't include Jews. There wasn't one Jew in all of Disney Enterprises. That's why when he passed away, the Jews bought him. And you had Michael Eisner, because we were waiting in the wings. What he was afraid of happened as soon as he passed away, because that's what happened when you ignore us, and if you ignore us in primaries, that's what's going to happen too. And we're not going to, you know, we're in America here to have a share of every pie. Everybody deserves, as you said, there's community. Blacks and Jews in Conversation is our organization, and we stand for community.
All right, that's yours. Now, where do you come in with Carrie and John?
Well, here's what I actually wanted to just paint a little bit of a picture off of what you're saying in terms of what happens in New York City. This is a town that's run by the Democratic Party. Most all of the officials are Democrats. So that means that they win their races essentially in the primaries. In September last year, 13% of all Democrats voted in the primaries, which means that was only 9% of all New Yorkers got to shape who becomes our elected officials and rules New York City. Right. So that's why political reform, opening up the process, open primaries, nonpartisan elections, that's why that's so important.
I have nothing against the Democrats or the Democratic Party. The problem is that this has not been asserted before. You have not had a cohesive effort made by any of the other parties to say we want a presence. Many times, especially with judges, you have a united front. You have all parties supporting one candidate.
Yeah.
And you know, if you want to have community involvement, there's nothing stopping independent people from running for offices without party support, from seeking their own funding and seeking community relationships. And, you know, to be a judge, you have to have the support of everybody. You have to be endorsed by everybody. Women, men, you know, you go out there before Asians and blacks and Hispanics and gays and Jews and Christians and Islamists, everybody. You cannot say, I want to be a judge, but I only represent people 5'4". and so what they're asking for is simply to participate more, So who's against more participation?
Not I. So welcome to New York.
Well, I don't go that far.
All right, we got Shannon Taylor here, and you can see him in court. If you do, you're in trouble.
Don't come to court. Don't come to Joey Reynolds. Don't come to court.
And Carrie, what's the website they can go to for your stuff?
www.
Everybody's got a W.
All
Come
right. IPNYC.org.
All right, so you're at
IP as in
.org.
Peter, NYC.org.
IPNYC.org. And thank you, John. Thank you for being
our
here.
website is independentvoting.org.
Okay. Well, now, my website, my mother has a website, younevercall.com. We'll be right back. Let's take a little one here.
Thank you, John.
Hi, I'm Howard Dvorkin, the founder of Consolidated Credit. For almost 2 decades, Consolidated Credit has helped millions of Americans just like you. We've helped nurses and doctors. We've helped police officers and firefighters. We've helped homemakers and home builders. We've helped over 5 million people suffering from credit card debt. And now we want to help you.
Consolidated Credit is the one company you can trust. Our exclusive Freedom Quest program can help you find options and solutions to your financial challenges. We can reduce your monthly payments by up to 50%, consolidate your bills into one easy payment, save you thousands in interest and fees, and help you get out of debt fast.
When credit card debt is the problem, we're the solution. We've helped over 5 million people. Let us help you.
You're one call away from financial freedom.
Call Consolidated Credit now. 1-800-440-2181. 1-800-440-2181.
Picture wonderful guests, terrific music, and comics that are really funny, and a host that's okay. That's me, Joey Reynolds, on NBC's New York Nonstop, and what the show is called is All Night with Joey Reynolds. We're actually doing the show from the NASDAQ market site, which is at 43rd and Broadway in Times Square. This is a show worth staying up for all night with Joey Reynolds on NBC's New York Nonstop.
Computer problems? Not a problem for Computer Haven. At a loss at what to do when a computer malfunctions or that inevitable virus strikes? Then call the guys at Computer Haven, the safe place for all your computing needs. Experts in computer and laptop repair, upgrades, and new custom-built PC, desktops, and Macs. Give us a call today, 732-264-1100, or visit us at computerhaven-nj.com.
What other city in the world are you going to hear abandoned in the middle of the night except New York? And you got to go out and you have to really have a wonderful sense of yourself to pay for a 2-drink minimum. But this is, you're getting it free right now, and this is something that you get absolutely totally free on the show. And this is one of the greatest bands, and they got an original song. How about that? And it's got melody.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. In the event of an emergency, this station would provide important information. This concludes the emergency alert system test.
Oh baby, you're the one. So I thought maybe we should take it slow, but it feels way too strong. Baby, tell me what I don't know. Oh, the buzz can never deny, and the love deep down inside. Take my hand and I'll show you the light, 'cause it's gonna shine through. This is the time to leave our fears behind. Can't you see? Oh, baby, I'm looking for it. Oh, but I really don't care. As long as you're there, baby, right beside me now, standing by, ready to revive me. Oh, baby, I'm looking for it. Oh, but I really don't care. As long as you're there, baby, right beside me now, standing by, ready to revive me. I'm so in love with you, I'm breathless, totally breathless. Oh, baby, I believe if it's meant to be, love will find a way. We'll never think if we ever fall, it will break my heart in two. Can't you see? I'm trying to tell you. Can't you see? I'm breathless, looking for it. So breathless. Oh, but I really don't care. As long as you're there, right beside me, standing by, ready to revive me. I'm so in love. Baby, can't you see? Baby, listen to me. Baby, can't you see? I'm
Wow, it's great. It reminds me of the night that someone goosed Whitney Houston. It was that's a great note.
Thank you, thank you.
Eric.
Yes, Joe.
Get near a microphone here where we can hear you talk for a minute. Sure. What's the difference between a band and an orchestra?
Oh, I don't know. A band and an orchestra, they play great songs, and from the...
You're on the mic.
I am on the mic.
All right.
All right, they think of me well. I don't know, an orchestra, you'd think 40, 50, 60 members. A band, you know, you see strings.
Yeah.
A band like this, you see horns.
Well, these are fake strings.
That's true. The fake strings are over there, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, you know, these guys, why do you have a fake guy over here when
I
everything else
know.
is so real?
We put the hat on him tonight, too.
You want to give their names before we get out of here tonight?
Absolutely.
Hurry up.
Guy over there, Dave Fenwick on the pianos and strings. Lamont Bates on the bass. That's Dewey Wall back there. We call him the Dewmonger. He's on the guitar. That's Killer Mike Humbert on the drums. That's Andy Moeller right over there in the tenor sax. Barry sax. Chelsea Barrett's on the tenor sax. Tim Thompson on the trumpet. My lovely wife Jenifer Kinder.
Well, smile being broke.
There are 13,000 cabs in New York City, but there's only one that pays you. Climb into the cash cab and I will quiz you all the way to your destination. As the meter clicks, the questions get harder and the stakes get higher. If you get stumped, you can shout out for help on the phone.
Tim? Wait, we need your help.
But be careful, my friend, because in this rig, it's 3 strikes and you're out. So what do you say? You in?
Turns the garlic into a paste. See that? That means you won't bite down. Whenever you use raw garlic, it's really important to get it into a paste form so you're not biting down on pieces of garlic. It's too bitter. If you don't have one of these little graters or zesters, finely chop the garlic, put a scant bit of salt on top, and just mash it back and forth with your knife, and it'll turn it into paste for you. Go easy on the salt, though, because we are making tuna salad, of course, and there's salt in the fish. So we're going to scrape this down. If I were making it for my husband, I'd probably put in just a tiny bit of anchovy paste. Anchovy is so lovely with black olive, and there's going to be black olives running all through this. So we're going to incorporate the garlic into the lemon juice. Then we're gonna add in a little squirt of tomato paste. So I'm just gonna put that into the lemon juice and sort of let it cook up a bit. The acid of that will work with the acid of the tomato paste and kind of brighten it up and waken it up from being in the tube. And then I've got herb de Provence. I keep it all the time in my pantry. You know, it's parsley, sage, rosemary, thyme, sometimes a little marjoram or savory mixed in. And what makes herb de Provence special is most of the blends have a little bit of lavender running through it, so it makes it really particular. Anytime I use a dried herb, I also pair it with fresh chopped parsley. That's a great trick. I always have parsley on hand in the fridge, and it really brightens it up and makes it all taste like fresh herbs again. So a little bit of finely chopped parsley. And then it's important when you go shopping for your tuna, whether you're getting it packed in oil or water, give a look-see for the tuna to say line caught, so it's sustainable seafood that you're cooking with. And I like a nice Italian tuna. And you just flake it up as you remove it from the container. And for every 2 sandwiches, you want about 6 ounces of tuna. That's exactly what this weighs, so this will make 2 Sammys. To that, finely chopped Niçoise olives or oil-cured olives, any good quality black olive. If you only have green olives on hand, throw those in there, it's fine. A little handful of caper, some black pepper, and a little olive oil to make everybody come together and play nice. And again, this is a really delicious tuna salad just on nice crusty bread, a great little picnic item. Okay, now the brioche bread, you could also use challah if your store doesn't have brioche. Brioche is just a really eggy, buttery bread, super delicious. Thick cut white toast would be delicious too. If you really want to be health conscious about it and use whole grain, fine, but I really prefer the flavor of the brioche or the white toast if you're going to make a tuna melt. Sort of mounding it up here. And then literally cover that with the nutty and easy melting Gruyere. So beautiful. I'm gonna pop these in the oven and just melt the cheese down over the top. And while I'm working on my super fantastic tuna melt, I want you to check out our super fantastic crack culinary team. They had some really cool ideas for Sammy Night too. Watch this.
So today we're going to be doing a new twist on some old classics, a Monte Cristo sandwich and a Cobb salad boat. For the Monte Cristo, we're going to start with frozen chopped spinach, artichoke hearts chopped. We're using the Hillshire Farm turkey breast, low sodium, Gruyere cheese, and we're going to finish with an egg dip.
Dip both sides so it's nice and moist, and then we put it on the griddle. See how nice and golden brown from the egg it got? So Abby and I made a couple, and they're in the oven staying warm. Oh, how good does that look?
That's really good. For the Cobb salad, I'm taking a little bit of low-sodium turkey, but also some of the Hillshire Farms low-sodium ham, so you get that smoky flavor. I did about 2 pieces of ham and 2 pieces of turkey per sandwich. Now a couple slices of avocado, and then Abby, you can put the egg right on top. Now, I think we'll do a little bit of tomato instead of a dressing.